greet you all in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. You are watching a verse a day with me, Peter Muna. And today the verse of the day comes from the book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. And it says, "No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and Mammon." Look at that. Our Lord said, and it is true, we can see the essence of it. We can't serve two masters. You only serve one master. And if you happen to have two masters, honestly, truth be told, you will love the one and hate the other. You will be loyal to the one and despise the other. That's how it happens. And therefore, Christ speaks of these two masters. And he was very specific. He said you cannot serve God as your master and serve money or mammon as your master at the same time. Never. You choose one. You either serve God or you serve mammon. And then he went ahead to say something now in verse 25. He says, "Therefore," after saying you cannot serve God and mammon, he says, "Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food and the body more than clothes?" Look at that. He says, the reason as to why people serve mammon, it's because of their anxiety for their life. It's because of their worries about what they will eat, what they will wear, what they will drink, where they will sleep, and all these things. And therefore our Lord says, anyone who gives himself to the thought of his life, what he will eat, what he will drink, what he will wear, eventually he will serve mammon, because he will seek after mammon so that mammon can provide for him all these things. And therefore our Lord came and said, no one can serve God and mammon at the same time. So in other words, anyone who wants to serve God must first of all cast away from him the worries and the anxieties of his life. In fact, if you read Hosea, let me show you something. When you read Hosea chapter 2, begins to say something about Israel. Let me show you. Verse 2 says, Hosea chapter 2 from verse 2, "Rebuke your mother, rebuke her, for she is not my wife." Now speaking of Israel, and we shall see why she wants Israel to be rebuked. And then he says, "And I am not her husband. Let her remove the adulterous look from her face and the unfaithfulness from between her breasts." So Israel had become unfaithful to God. How? Follow me. Let us jump to verse 5. Hosea 2 verse 5. He says, "Their mother has been unfaithful and has conceived them in disgrace." Now that is dangerous. This is like a woman who's married, bearing children by another man who is not her husband. That is what God is speaking of. But how did that happen? Listen, he says, their mother has been unfaithful and has conceived them in disgrace. She said, listen to what caused Israel to be unfaithful to God. She said, "I will go after my lovers, who give me my food and my water, my wool and my linen, my olive oil and my drink." Look at why Israel became unfaithful to God. Look at why Israel became adulterous. It was because of their desire for food, for drink, for clothing, and they went after idols, thinking that these idols will provide for them the things I have mentioned. And therefore, Jesus now came to Israel, knowing their problem was where their love was. She has said, I will follow after my lovers. And he said to them, you don't give thought of what you will eat or wear or drink. Don't let the thoughts of your carnal desires fill your mind and your heart. Because if they do, they will lead you into serving and seeking mammon. And that is what is happening today. Because of what we will eat, what we will wear, the house I will build, the car I will drive, people are serving mammon instead of God. That could be me. That could be you, my brother, my sister. Who do you serve? Who do I serve? I have heard men speak and preach in the altar, and you just look at them, you hear what they teach and preach, and you know, copyright, these ones are servants of Mammon, not God. These are men who, after they have preached to you, they leave your heart hungering for this world and the things of this world. Servants of Mammon. Men whose God is their belly. That is what Paul called them. Men of this world. Men whose God is their belly. Their appetites lead them to serving Mammon. And therefore, we have seen God saying concerning Israel, He has begotten children with her lovers. People of God. And you know, we, the Church of Jesus Christ, have been married to Christ, have been married to our God. And when Christianity began, it was to spread through birth. Our Lord Jesus Christ gave birth to 12 apostles, including Paul. Paul says, I was born like Benjamin, who was born in the old age of, just as Jacob gave birth to 12 sons who became the 12 tribes of Israel. It is the same with Christianity. Christianity began by one man called Jesus, our Christ. He gave birth to the 12 apostles, and we saw now the apostles said when they came to the Gentile world, we travailed in birth until Christ was formed in you. So our fathers, the apostles, gave birth to our early fathers. And that is how Christianity has multiplied, by birth. I was also born through the works of a certain person. And it is my desire that I also will travail so that I may also bring forth children. That is how Christianity increases and multiplies and grows. It is by birth, just as the nation of Israel did. But now it came to a place where now the nation of Israel started bringing forth children, not with God, but now with strangers. And it is what is happening to the church today. You will find a church is flocked with children, yes, but they are illegitimate children. Why? Because, as I've said, how can a man preach the word to people and then he calls an altar call and they are saved and think that those people have been born by God? That's a lie. You cannot preach this word and give birth to children who are God's, who belong to God. It can never happen. If you are being influenced by the spirit of this world, we saw on I think it's Monday or Tuesday, we saw this spirit of Babylon. You cannot preach by the spirit, by the being intoxicated with the wine of this whore, and then think that you have brought children for God. That's a lie. That's a lie. And therefore, we need to be very careful whom we serve. In fact, Paul said the love of money is the root cause of all evil. And today a lot of Christians follow after money. They are lover so that he can provide for them food, clothing, shelter, and the toys of this world. And therefore, my brother, my sister, beware. And don't worry about what you will eat or drink. He said, Gentiles follow after these things, but we should follow God's righteousness and His kingdom. All these things, what we will wear, what we will eat, what we will drink, God knows we need them. He'll give them to us. My children don't need to go and work and earn money so that they may eat and drink. No, I as their father provide for them these things. And therefore I don't see my 5-year-old daughter or son going out there to work so that he or she may eat or may buy a clothing for him or herself. I, their father, provide these things for them. And therefore, let us be one. We may not be those who are serving Mammon, yet we claim to be God's children. God bless you, and may you have a blessed day. Shalom. Shalom.